بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we will continue from our previous lesson. We stopped at page number 25. Let me just give you a quick recap of what all we have covered until now. We started with the understanding of al-kalima, which is a word. A word has three categories. So any word that you look at, you can place it under one of these three categories. That is ism, fi'l, and harf. Ism, I told you, you should remember their names of 7 things: person, place, thing, idea, adjective, adverb, and more. Then we started studying each of them in detail. We haven't reached fi'l or harf yet. That's a long way to go. So we are going to do ism for a couple of more lessons. So ism plural is asma, as you can see now on the screen. We saw that it has 4 characteristics. Any word which is an ism, if you look at it, 4 things you will come to know from it. One is Iraab, which is the role that it plays in a sentence, Rafa, Nasb, or Jar. Then one is Adad, that's number. It can be single, dual, or plural. Jins is gender. It can be either masculine or feminine. And al-qism or al-wusat, which is definiteness, whether it's indefinite or it's definite. If you have not understood the basic of these yet, it's fine, because we are going to do each of them in very much detail. Okay. Now, this thing that you can see on bold here, verbs and particles, they have different rules. So this is only and only for ism that these characteristics are there. So we started with Iraab. We came to know that Iraab means it shows you what role that word plays in a sentence. So there are 3 categories, as we just saw. An ism can either have the role of rafa or nasb or jar. How do you find that out? You look at the ending. The ending can be ending sound or ending combination. Ending sound meaning the vowel. We will look at that now in the coming few pages, that how do you identify what is the i'rab of a particular ism. Now, whatever we are doing, these are all basics. In the sense, these are like your building blocks for the chapters that are going to come. Like, for example, when you read an ayah or a sentence in Arabic, how do you analyze it? For that, you should know these basic things. So for so many more lessons, you're going to do some basics, which will be the base, your help to understand what is to come later on in sentences when you analyze sentences. And you cannot directly jump to the topic of sentences, because unless and until you know these, you will not understand that. So that is why you're supposed to go through all of this step by step. Just whatever is mentioned, just understand it. It's okay if you don't remember, just understand it. You can look at the book, or you can look at some notes, and then you should be able to identify. That's fine. It's not compulsory that you should have by heart or memorized all of these by now, because these, as and when you keep reading the Quran more, they will automatically get memorized. So what you need to just do is just understand what is being mentioned. Like, for example, here we saw rafa. How do you know that if a word is in rafa? If the word is ending in a dhamma or tanween dhamma, which is 2 dhamma, it is in rafa. If the word is having fatha at the end, this means the last haraka. Okay, the last alphabet carries what haraka is what you're going to check. So if it has a fatha or tanween fatha, that means the word is having nasb role. There are some exceptions which we will see later on. We haven't covered flexibility yet, so I don't want to mention this here. And if a word has kasra at the end or a double kasra, it is called that it is in jar. So that's how you will identify whether a word is in rafa, nasb, or jar. Okay, simple, easy. Here again, exceptions, you can skip that for now. Now, they have mentioned about how to identify whether a word is single, dual, or plural. All these topics, what is mentioned here of the 4 characteristics, little things are mentioned. Like, for example, i'rab, we saw some things, but there are still something more to do, which is coming in the couple of lessons. Maybe a page from here, there is something more that you need to know on i'rab, which we will be covering here. but before that they have mentioned something which is in connection with that, because there are some combinations that we have to do in connection with i'rab. What those combinations refer to, that is mentioned before only. So let us look at those. Now we said in number, which is in al-adad, a word can be either single, dual, or plural. Like in English we just have book and books, whereas in Arabic you have a third category which is called dual. So if something is specifically only two in number, there is a separate word for it. So how do you identify that? Again, you will look at the ending. If the ending has this, let me just zoom in. Okay, it zooms only this much here in this reader. So that's here. So you can see this. Annie, Aini. Okay. If you don't know to read properly, look at what or hear what you can hear. What I am saying. Annie, Aini. Whenever you listen to a word, when you hear a word which has this as its ending, like if I say al muslimani, do you hear ani at the end? Al muslimani. So you see Annie, it's joined with the M, so it's mani, but ending is Annie. Same way, al muslimaini. So you see aini at the end. So if you hear Annie or aini at the end, that means that word is two, dual. Oh yeah, I zoomed in to tell you one thing. And when you say Annie, it's alif, noon, kasra. This is not only alif, it's a mad alif. So you have to count the fatha as well. Fatha, alif, noon, kasra. And here again, it's not only ya sukun and noon kasra, it's fatha, ya sukun and noon kasra. This whole combination. So this is combination 1, Annie. Combination 2, Aini. Combination meaning combination of alphabets. Okay. So when you want to identify whether a word is two or not, you will look at its ending. If the word is ending in Ani or Aini, then only it's two. That word, that ism is two. Okay. Now, Muslimani, Muslimaini, both means two Muslims. Then what is the difference? The difference is the role that they will play in the sentence. Ani is Rafa. And as we saw one page back in our previous class, a Rafa means they are the subject in a verbal sentence. Verbal sentence, we will come to when we do sentences, we will know what are verbal sentence. But in short, I will tell you anything that starts with an action is a verbal sentence or an action sentence. So the doer of the action, okay, means the actor of the action. One is the action, one is the one who is doing the action, that is the actor. It's like a role play, you have an actor. And then the one is acted upon, on whom that action is being done. So the one doing the action, who is the actor, is always in Rafa, which is this, ending in Dhamma. So a doer always ends in a Dhamma. The one who is being acted upon, or the details of the action, are in Fatha, in Nasb. And something that is not connected with the action is in Kasra, which we saw Kasra, there are only two cases. If you have a possession, book of so and so, or his book, possession, or preposition, which is something in the bag. So in is a preposition. So anything that comes after a preposition will be in jar, in kasra. So that is what is being said here, that if two Muslims are doing some action, if they are the actors of an action, they will end in ani. Then you will use the word muslimani. But if the two Muslims are being acted upon, the action is being done on them, then it will be muslimaini. Aini, two Muslims. If there are two Muslims on whom action is being done, or if they are used in a possession or with a harf or with a preposition, then they will be Muslimaini. If you see Nasb and Jar, we saw there were three I'rab, Rafa, Nasb, and Jar. Rafa ending is Ani. Okay, we saw here, right? Dhamma, ending in Dhamma is Rafa, but there are some sisters of Dhamma as well. Okay, so Dhamma is actual denotion of Rafa, whereas some you don't have an actual Dhamma, but you have this combination, Ani. Now you will tell me, suppose if I give you Muslimani word, if I just give you Muslimani word, It will end in kasra, right? Muslimani, noon kasra ni. So you will tell me kasra. So this is ending in kasra. Kasra means jar. No, but there you will go wrong. So what you need to do first, before you look at all of these combinations, this one, this one, this one, sorry, not combinations, the haraka. Before you look at any of these haraka, what you need to do is first you will check for combinations, which is this. 2 we have done until now. Total, you need to learn 6 combinations. Okay, this is 2, Annie and Aini. So if the word is ending in Annie, you will say it's Rafa. If you don't find any combination of all those 6 combinations, then and then only you will come back to looking at the haraka of the last alphabet. Okay, so sister of Dhamma is Annie. It is Rafa. Sister of Fatha, Fatha is Nasb. So for Nasb, you have Aini. For Jar as well, like Kasra, sister of Kasra, is the same. It's Aini. So Annie and Aini. Annie, Aini. So Annie is Rafa, Aini is Nasb, and Aini is Jar. Nasb and Jar have the same combination. Okay. So here there are some examples mentioned of, for example, if you have a word kalimatun. Okay. Kalimatun is singular. Since it is having dhamma, you can say it's Rafa because it is ending in dhamma. Okay. If you want to change the same word to nasb, what will happen is the dhamma will change to a fatha. Kalimatan, fatha is nasb. Kasra is jar. So kalimatin is jar. If you want to make it two kalima, kalima means word, which we already did. Two kalima means 2 words. So what you will do is you will add ani at the end. But over here, what happens is, since this is a closed ta can come only at the end of a word, is what we saw some lessons back. So it can come only at the end of a word. So when I have to add over here kalimatun, this one, if I want to add ani at the end, because kalimatun is rafa, okay, to make it into 2, what was the rafa combination? Ani. You see here, Annie is the Rafa combination. So if I want to leave it Rafa, but I want to say 2 words, then I will add Annie. That closed ta will open up now. So I will open the ta and then I will add Annie, which is Fatha Alif Noon Sukun. Kalimatani means 2 words. Same thing if you want to say in Nasb or Jar, you will use the same word Kalimatan or Kalimatin. The only difference would be you will add the combination of Aini, which is this one. Aini is for Nasb and Aini is for Jar. So Kalimataini is again 2 words in Nasb or 2 words in Jar. Same way, you will go through Habibun means beloved, Muslimun means Muslim, Ainun means I. Go over this table, okay, have a look at it, or just try on your own, like, cover the book with a paper or something, that if Habibun is Rafa, how do I make it Nasb, how do I make it Jar? One thing, if you all don't know Arabic or if you haven't seen, when you do 2 fathas, if you see here Habibun, when you say Habiban, the tanween fatha will always have an alif with it. It's like it's stick. You can think the 2 fathas as an old lady who always walks with a stick. So when the 2 fathas go away, it will, wherever it goes, it will take its stick along with it. It's walking stick. Okay, so when you say Habibin, that alif will go away. Okay, so that is what you need to remember, but other than that it should be fine. So just go over this. Okay, this means word. This is also one word. Kalimatan is also one word. Kalimatin is also one word. Kalimatani and kalimataini both mean 2 words. Okay, and this note also down says this only about the 2 fathas will always come with an alif. But if you see here, the closed ta does not come with that alif. It will only have 2 fathas. You will not have that alif with it. Okay, so here the hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari is mentioned. كلمتان حبيبتان إلى الرحمن خفيفتان على اللسان ثقيلتان في الميزان Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi wa subhanallahi al-azim. What does this mean? Kalimatani, two words. Habibatani, beloved. Now this has to match two words. That is why both are ending in ani, ani. Because when you're saying two words, its description, its adjective should match it. So Habibatani ila Rahmani, to a Rahman. That are light on the tongue. Khafifatani ala lisani. Lisan means tongue. Heavy on the scales. Thaqilatani fil mizani. Are, what are those two words, beloved to ar-Rahman, that are light on the tongue but heavy on the scales? Subhanallah wa bihamdihi wa subhanallah al-azim. Okay, now if you look at this hadith, these words highlighted in red, they're all dual. But you can see some more words which are ending in ani, like ar-Rahmani, al-lisani, fil mizani. So ani, ani, ani is coming. But these are all single. So you can have some words ending in ani which are not dual. So these are all exceptions. As and when you read the Quran, when you build up your vocabulary, you will come across this. But majority ani words will be two only. But like such words like ar-Rahman, al-Lisan, al-Mizan, these are not two. Then the next one is plural. This we saw it was dual. How to identify dual? Okay, how do you know what a word is, whether a word is single or no? You will first check for dual. You will check for plural. If not, last option is singular. Okay. Now and when you say plural, it's like in English you have a general rule that add s at the end and the word becomes plural. Same way for Arabic as well, you have a general rule which is you add una or ina, and these are your next two combinations. We did two combinations, ani, aini. These are your next two combinations, una, ina. Okay, now this is for plural. When you add this at the end, the word becomes plural, and this is only for masculine. For feminine, plural, you have a different combinations, which is your last two combinations. That will make it 6. Ani, aini, una, ina, and two more are there. Now, when you add these combinations at the end of a word, these are known as plurals, right? Jam'a means plural. These are for masculine. Masculine, the Arabic word is muzakkar. Jam'ul muzakkar. And these are salim or sound plurals. Okay, they're sound plurals. Now, why do you say sound plurals? Because if you come to this example, Muslimun is Rafa, it's one Muslim. Musliman is Nasb because the sign has changed. Muslimin is Jar. If I want to make it plural, Rafa would be Muslimuna. Una is Rafa. Muslimina is Nasb or Jar. Again, here the combination for Nasb and Jar is the same. So when you see this, the word Muslim is intact. Just at the ending, you have added something extra. But there are some plurals, and there are many such plurals in Arabic where you need to break this root word. Sin, lam, mim is the root word here, right? And it's all intact, one after the other. But some plurals are such that you don't add any combination at the end. You add some letters in between or in the beginning or at the end. You break the root word. The root word breaks. So they are known as broken plural because they are no longer attached to each other. So that is why you have sound plurals, which is Jamul Muzakkar Salim. Salim is sound. Okay. And for feminine, the next one is on that, but I'll come to that. Jam'u taksir means broken plural. It's kasara means to cut or to break. Kasara, kaf, sin, ra. Okay. Now coming to the feminine plural. This we saw is only for masculine. Masculine means masculine in general. So if there is a group where masculine and feminine both are there, then also you have to use masculine. Feminine is completely everyone. Each one will be feminine. Even if one person is there who is masculine, you cannot use the feminine form. Feminine form means completely feminine. So like how you have ona, ina combination for masculine, same way you have two more combinations which you will do, which is atun and atin. This one here. Atun and atin. Again, the same difference. Atun is rafa, atin is nasb or jar. This plural will be only to those where the word ends in a closed ta. The closed ta, you will remove that and you will add atun at the end. So this is jam'ul muannath means feminine. Mudhakkar masculine, muannath feminine. Jam'ul muannath is salim. It's a sound feminine plural. Here there is an example given. Muslimatun. Muslimatun is a female Muslima. Female Muslim. When you stop on this word, you will not read this last haraka. So you will read it as Muslimah. Okay, that's where the Muslimah comes from. Muslimah is a female Muslim. So Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin. Rafa, Nasb, Jar. Muslimatun. So you see the ta is dropped and you add atun. That is Rafa. Nasb or Jar is Muslimatin. Same way you will go over Kalimatun and Ayatun and have a look at that. Next is broken plurals. Broken plurals, as I told you, the whole root word breaks in between. You have some extra letters or in between or at the beginning even, and then some, or a combination like in the beginning also, in the middle also. So these words, how do I know or how do I learn the plural for such words? Because there is no set specific pattern that, okay, this is the pattern for plural, all words will follow this. It's not like that. Like how the plural for goose is geese, whereas for plural for mouse is mice. Men is a man is men, woman is women. Each is having a different pattern. So same way, Arabic broken plurals also follow different patterns. Also, there are a couple of patterns which if you want you can learn, but the way to learn, like you can learn those patterns. Why? In the sense, when you look at a word, if you have the patterns at the back of your mind, like if you're familiar with them, if it's okay if you've not memorized it, but if you're familiar with the patterns, whenever you look at a word, it will ring some bells in your mind and you can identify, oh, okay, this is a plural because it is very much rhyming with this pattern. So that way you can go over broken plurals. I will share the document in our WhatsApp group. You can go over it. But the way how we are going to learn broken plurals, and the best way and the only way to learn broken plurals is whenever you learn a new word, a vocabulary, when you learn a new word, you have to learn its plural along with it. You will learn the word and the plural. So at the end of this book, there is I think 2 or 3 pages where singular and plural the word is mentioned with the meaning. So we have to learn and by heart those. That will be your next assignment. I will give you the page number where you can find it, and also I will share you the chart of broken plurals with you. I'll share that as well. So as and when we go ahead, we are going to do some more, broken plural patterns with some ayah examples, Quranic ayats. When the examples come, we will look over those. But for now, let us look over these few examples that they have given. Qalamun is singular, one pen. Qalamun, qalaman, qalamin. That's Rafa, Nasb, and Jar. It's plural. If you see, it's not qalamuna. That is not the plural. Or qalamina. It's aqlamun. So you see, qaf, lam, and mim completely broke. One alif came in between. It came after this lam. You can see this alif, it broke. So aqlamun, aqlaman, and aqlamin. So qalam is one, aqlam is plural. That's how you're going to learn. You have to say qalam, one pen, aqlam, plural. Qalam, aqlam, qalam, aqlam, qalam, aqlam. Like that. You have to keep repeating like that. Same way, qalbun is one heart. Qalban, one heart in nasb. Qalbin, one heart in jar. Qulubun is the plural for qalb. Qalb is one heart. Qulub, many hearts. Qulubun in rafa. Quluban in nasb. And qulubin in jar. Same way, rasulun is one messenger. Rasulan, one messenger in nasb. And rasulin, one messenger in jar. The plural for rasulun is rusulun. Rusulun means many messengers. Rafa, rusulan, nasb, and rusulin, jar. So you see, aqlam, qulub, rusul, completely different patterns. The plural here, rafa, aqlam, qulub, and rusul. They're completely different patterns. Nothing is matching, no rhyming. So there are many different patterns. Most nouns in Arabic, they have broken plural. That's what is mentioned here. That is why you need to learn the words along with the plural. Like bahrun can take two plurals, buhurun and biharun. So some nouns can take more than one plural patterns. But in the Quran, you only find this word bihar. Okay. So that is why you will not, when you learn, you will not learn buhur, you will learn bihar, because that is what is there in the Quran. With this, we finish the first lesson. Inshallah, next class we will continue and do lesson number 2. This is again more details on your Iraab. And for knowing the Iraab, you also need to know something about the flexibility, because not every word is flexible enough to take two fathas to like from rafa is to the mas, to become nas you have to take two fathas, to become jar you have to take two kasras. Not every word is able to take that. So that is why that is something called as flexible. How far the ism is flexible to accept all the three Arab looks, the looks of all the three Arab. Again, for your past class, what you revised, which is page number 32, that's 33, this page 33, page number 33, you are going to revise this again, as well as the assignment which will be given on learning the single and dual, sorry, single and plural of the words. Singular, plural, I will give you the page. I will give you some broken plurals patterns. Broken plurals don't memorize. Okay, I will mention specifically, that is one page where all the words are mentioned as singular and plural, only that you have to memorize. Okay, inshallah, I will mention in written in the WhatsApp group the homework, so that it becomes more clear. So any queries you can always mention in the group, or if you want to send audios or written questions, it's fine, anything is okay. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.